Hey, Jooms. Today we're going to have a slightly oh man, look at that. We're going to have a kind of informational video here. We're going to talk about some aspects of weapons that you may not have noticed. If you're new to the game, if you play in a fast and frantic run and gun style, things you might not have picked up on. I know myself, I didn't pick up on these things until I'd been in the game for a while myself. So, um, just a bit of information. To avoid spoilers, I'll just tell you now. Um, if you don't want to hear some of these details, just be aware that when you look at your weapons, for instance, a pistol like this, you want to look at all the details. In this, for instance, this one tells you that it reduces lock-on time by 50%, which is pretty cool. As you can see, this pistol, I don't have my SmartLink cyberware installed. So if I want to use this pistol, all I get is the aiming dot. I don't get the sensor window to use it for its full smart capabilities. So if you want to avoid any more details, just quit now. Maybe watch this later. You'll figure out what I'm talking about if you start looking at those details on the weapons you pick up. Okay, having said all that, let's just move on. We're heading for my favorite place, possibly in all of Night City, the gun shop in the Kabuki roundabout shopping area. Oh, we got some bad guys here. What's going on? Bad guys being bad guys. Crazy stuff. Oh, yeah, be like that. People, eh? Whoops. Oh, there we go. As you can see, I'm late in the game. I'm picking up some pretty heavy-duty stuff. Oh, this poor young woman. And I'm one of those people that likes to loot every darn thing I can see. Yeah, we'll have a little bit of a late night snack. These always come in handy. Save that for later. Let's go. Oh, we're going to walk slow. So anyway, getting back to the subject at hand, I'll confess that my title for this is a little clickbaity. There's nothing here about secret weapons as such. They're weapons that you will probably be familiar with as you play the game. However, there's some interesting aspects that, as I say, you might not pick up on if you don't look carefully and thoughtfully at the weapon details. So here's Ralph.
Hey, how's it going?
Let's see if he has anything interesting for us.
We're gonna buy some new iron. A few dozen pounds.
Well, be my fucking guest.
I can never tell if he's being sarcastic or not. I just don't get it. Now, this is one of the few places where you can get, I guess it's the only place where you can get a legendary Defender light machine gun if you swing that way, although there are considerations about that. Let's have a look at this one, Defender. Yep, pretty standard. This one too, pretty standard. Okay, never mind. I always sell the Copperhead because I don't like them. Don't need a pulsar. Don't use that pistol. We'll hang on to that for a minute. What else we got here? I've got a lot of stuff here. simply for display purposes. That's interesting. I'll be getting rid of some of this or stashing it pretty soon. So, something else you might not have noticed in the course of gameplay is that this has a working range. Now, I think it's a great shame that Wilson's range over in by V's apartment doesn't have a working range except for that one little competition you do. But this one is always available for testing your various new weapons, which is a lot of fun. Let's just, okay, get rid of the motorcycle helmet. And maybe we'll get rid of the jacket too. Alrighty then. For example, here's the hypercritical rifle that you don't get until pretty late in the game, unfortunately. I'm still kind of getting used to it. I find that very often weapons don't work right off the bat too well for you. But this is pretty powerful. It has 6 rounds, which is cool. And it definitely slaps. Okay, but here's what we really want to be here for. Now, something I noticed in my second or third playthrough, when I was selling weapons, I looked carefully at a Sidewinder assault rifle, smart weapon. And what did I see? But, where is it here? I saw the detail down below that it says allows you to use smart weapons without the required cyberware. Holy cow, that's crazy. So I started looking very carefully at these weapon details, and I found more. I found a Kappa rifle, a Kappa pistol that didn't require the hand cyberware. And I'll just show you here. Now you saw before when I had Genjiro that it didn't target properly, but this one does. And that is pretty darn cool. So now it's possible to install both hand cyberwares for smart weapons and power weapons, the ballistic coprocessor, if you use a mod, which I do. However, I have removed it today. As you can see, you can use 2 of these here. I also have 2 operating systems up here. I don't use Sandevistan very much, but occasionally it's fun. But personally, I feel that you've always got to have your cyber deck. That's just, I don't know, a must in this game. As far as I'm concerned, opinions will differ. So anyway, all I've got equipped is the ballistic coprocessor, and yet, it works. Now, even more interestingly, another one I found. Now, I found a single gun in these games. But in this particular playthrough, I found 2 weapons, so I don't know how many there are out there. Maybe there's several. I found the Kappa, I found the Sidewinder. In my current game, I found the Ashura, which is an awesome rifle to use. And there it is. So it's conceivable that if you play the game the way it was intended to be played with a single hand cyberware, you can still use both. I'll also point out that Skippy, everybody's favorite smart pistol, doesn't require the SmartLink cyberware either. And that should be a tip-off. It would be so awesome if maybe the legendary levels, the legendary levels of these weapons work that way without the cyberware. But sadly, they don't. Personally, I think that's what would make them legendary as much as anything else. But wait, there's more. Now, something I noticed that was extremely interesting to me was that your tech weapons have a somewhat different aspect. For example, this guy has a 0.4 second charge time. Now that is practically no time at all. I mean, less than half a second. Crazy. And it actually says reduces weapon charge time by 50%. So basically, this works as quickly at full power as a regular double-barreled shotgun. Now, I've gone heavily into tech weapons in this this particular game over here. So my fully charged tech weapons don't shoot automatically, which is fine. Where else is it? Charge tech weapons up to 100% capacity. Reduces the charge amount to penetrate walls. Deals more damage. Increases the multiplier. And up here, tech weapon charge time is reduced by 20%, which is even more than what it gives you here. So here we've got the special one with the 0.4 second charge time. Down here is the standard, 1.5 seconds. And 1.5 seconds in a gunfight is a long time. So what you really want to look for are the low charge times. And now I was already speccing into the tech weapon perks, so I'm not exactly sure what this would have normally be if I wasn't. But, I mean, there it is. A second and a half a second, less than half a second. Crazy time. Let's see. A few more here. Now the Senko is a pretty cool gun. It's not the strongest, but when you've got a charge time of less than a second, it works pretty well. I mean, technically, they call it a submachine gun. I call it a machine pistol, but whatever. And this one, as you can see, reduces weapon charge time by 50%. Now, this was a pickup I got at a fight. I'm pretty sure the drops are random, so it wouldn't help you if I told you where I found it. But as I say, you have to look at the details of these weapons to see what's going on with them. I mean, you can look at Genjiro here. It tells you about the rounds per shot increased, so it's a substantial improvement over the standard Yukimura pistol. This guy. And of course, the different level is pretty significant too. Yeah, this one's a little bit more standard. And this one reduces lock-on time by 50%, which is pretty good. It's helpful. But, and this one, locking on lasts for 2 seconds longer after losing sight of the target. So you can really nail the people the enemies that hide effectively from your shooting. So, bottom line, look carefully at the weapons. Don't just pick them up and then resell them, even if you're scrounging for eddies, because some of these are really worth hanging on to. A low charge time. A low charge time for a tech weapon makes a big difference in use. It's just crazy. Um, and of course, if you're using the ballistic coprocessor, um, being able to use a smart weapon without having to change your hand cyberware at a ripper dock, uh, I mean, it is almost literally a game changer. And as I say, I kind of cheat. Oh, that's not what I want. I kind of cheat. I'll be going to a ripper dock in a minute to change this over. In fact, let's do that right now. Okay, we're done here. I think you get the picture. But yeah, I played through this game 2 or 3 times before I realized what all the shooting in this gun shop was about, and discovered it had a working range, which is really cool. Frankly, Night City should be full of these. Okay, now let's remember where the ripper dock is. No tiger claws down here. I kind of cleaned them out a while ago with Sandevistan and a katana. I don't know. I guess I was just feeling tough that day. So here we are. I own all of these. I should sell them, but what the hell. So we'll just install that with SmartLink. Whoops. Where's the door? And so now, yeah. Now, if I want to use Genjiro here, it works the way it's supposed to work. Cool beans, eh? So, yeah, watch those weapon details. They make a lot of interesting differences. And that's all for now. Bye.